in my mouth. This here is my 1978 Chevrolet Silverado. Back in the day, it was assembled by quarter horses and tornadors. But fast forward to today, it's rough. I bought it as a parts truck because you see, it's a Silverado. It had a transmission, set of keys, and a really messed up title. I want to get this thing back on the road for the first time in 10 to 12-ish years, get it into the shop, put some serious elbow grease into this thing, and spend as least money as humanly possible, and turn this into a going-to-town rig. Let's dig in. So we'll walk around this thing and come up with a plan. I want to kind of quickly get it out of the tree row here. We're losing light pretty fast. Now I bought this, like I say, as a parts truck. It didn't have an engine at the time. It has one in it now, and I've actually heard it run once. That was, could be wrong, 2 years ago, a year or two ago. But I've never driven the thing. And this is one of those things where you start a project and you get busy and you travel 9 days a week and you just quite honestly forget about them. And I push it into the tree rows over here and I need to get back to this thing. It is actually a pretty darn solid truck, and I have next to nothing into it other than an exhaust system I had put on. So I'll walk you around this thing, show you the Silverado. This thing's been in Tennessee its whole life. It went to a Lewisburg dealer and hung around the Cookville area, and now it's here with me. So that's pretty cool, actually. I don't know how many owners it's had. I don't know a lot on the history. This came in a lot of trucks. I think I bought 5. I paid next to nothing for this thing. So I hope to get it on the road. Be a nice going to town rig. Now keep your eyes peeled for all the good parts on this truck. One of the reasons I kind of forgot about this was the title was so messed up. I didn't think I was going to get one. So, boop, I hit the pause later button, but we're back on it. There's a hope. I've got an application in. It's looking okay-ish. So I want to continue on this thing. But it's got a really straight front bumper. It's got the bumperettes or the push guards on there. The grill is mint. Trim on the top's a little dinged up, but hood isn't bent in half. It's starting to get a little weak, but we could put some Hood Saver 6000s on it. A little bit of rust, but ain't bad. Tires are absolutely perfect. Oh boy, we might need to swap that one. I don't know if that's gonna hold air. There's the Lewisburg Chevrolet. Chuck Brewer. She's been around for a long time. This door's caved in, but put that on the list. We're going to try to knock that out if we can. Something got into the cab, maybe the same thing as the door. The rockers are pretty shot, but that's typical. The badging or trim around the cab's in really great shape. Drip rail's pretty decent. It's got the vents on it. Box is pretty solid. A little bit of surface rust. What do we got on here? Oh, the old Wranglers. I don't think they make those anymore. Look at that tailgate. This tailgate alone is worth more than I bought the truck for, I think. No rear bumper. That was gone when a guy got it. No idea where that went. This is too bad. Must have got pushed with the tractor or a bucket or something. The guy we got these trucks from has just a horde of them, and I think he was just moving them around with whatever he had. Weeds are growing into everything. Single fuel tank. This side of the box is in really good shape. Very solid. This door is in much better shape than the other side. Got a little bit of rust down there. Not terrible. Got a dent in that fender right here. can a guy maybe pull that out? Ouch! I'm not sure. Ouch! I'm not sure. But we could try. Glass seems to be in good shape. The mirrors, the trim side are great, but this side's busted out. The other side is not, I don't believe. It had, see that foam? It had a topper on here, which would mean, welcome, which would mean the bed floor, bunch of sand, fire ants, great, perfect. The bed floor is in probably really good shape, actually. Probably never saw sun or snow or nothing. Doesn't look like it was heavily used. You can usually tell right away if it's all scraped and dented up. The wheel houses are not beaten, bashed in. So it is, overall, it is a really solid truck. But let's get in the cab, see what we got going. I've never even dug in this thing. And we'll see what we can find. Trying to break some of these weeds and sticks down as I go around. All right. Oh yeah, it's red in here. Why was I thinking it was black? Oh, wow. Whew. She's been in the direct western sunlight. All right. Oh, we got a gerbil cage full of hot cookie dough. It's really bad, but the end of it confuses you because you're like, I gotta try it again. Oh, nope. We need little trees bad. Well, look at that. All the Silverado trim. Beautiful. Manual windows, so someone would have selected that box. Kind of a unique color. They went with the maroon interior with the, I believe that's Saratoga silver. With the white, that would have been the Silverado two-tone. Seat is shot, only right here. Driver's side's in pretty good shape. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get that to flip. Oh, look at the stereo system. Whoa. FX95. Digital effects. Krakow 100. Realistics. If these work still, how cool would that be? If you guys have ever seen these before, I've never seen a setup like this before in a truck. If you've ever seen these or know anything about these, bleep bloop it down there in the comments. I'd be really curious to see if we can get more info on that stuff. Oh no, my rearview mirror done fall off. Cold snack holder. See, I already liked the previous owner. We could have had a cold one, I think. I don't know why this carpet is peeled back. Heater core leak, maybe? Oh, the mice. Mice is in here pretty bad. Dash is perfect. There ain't a single crack on this thing. Oh, there's the buckle cover for the door. Oh, we got two steering wheel covers. Skulls. Nice. Look at the headliner. I can't believe it, but I'm looking right at it. That's the best headliner I got out of any square body. And it's out of this parts truck. AC truck, obviously, that's all in here. Kenwood, see, they really like their boom booms, but darn it, stop cutting these dashes up, would you? We got some sort of, it was probably the manual choke or something, tire pressure gauge. She was definitely a high mile rig. It shows 17,621. That's probably 217, has to be, right? Heavily smoked in. Perfect. It's got no tilt, unfortunately. Guy likes to get his belly under here. And you really need the tilt to do that. It's got the map pockets, thankfully. The guy can get around with them. Full gauges. You know, it was an option. You had to get that amp gauge. You had to click that on that clock. See if that works. We got the fuel gauge, not the tach. And this would have the 100 mile an hour, not the 85. Pretty sweet. Oh. Found out where the mice are living. Do-rag, put that in my pocket. Oh, here we go. Okay. We got tinted glass, check. All-weather air conditioning, okay. Heavy-duty rear springs, which probably means it has a 12-bolt rear. We can check. 61 amp charging whirler. It's got the turbos, transmission, electric clock. See, there's that clock. Saratoga silver. Yep. Folding seat back. Custom steering wheel. Bright metallic wheel trim. Deluxe two-tone paint. Voltmeter gauges. So that was all in there. What's this? Yeah, see? December of 2012. That is, I think, the last time this was registered. 12 years ago. What is this? State of Tennessee. Registration expires 1978. Oh, no way! This is the original registration. December of 77, date of application. It expired in September of 78. This is the original. Cost them $4.25. Robert's truck. You know Robert. Might be the truck's name now. That is really cool. The darn mice started getting into that. We're going to put that back. How neat is that? Dragging on something. Since it had AC, it doesn't have the, you know, the poor man vents down here, the old leg coolers. Or you can just let the floors rot out and you get the ankle vents in it. Oh. Doors are not too bad. I mean, the carpet kit looks pretty decent. Oh, this is where those speakers were, I bet. Look at this. See that outline? Let me put out my, paid extra for that folding seat. Yep. Wow, this guy was really into the stereo stuff. I bet these probably took at least 8 watts. Maybe 10, I don't know, 12. I don't know, good enough. Good old Chevrolet interior. They're all about the same. Let's be honest, this is pretty status quo. We got tons of junk back here, mainly 4 tons of fire ants. I think this is the oil that's in it. I've been looking for this. This is my snowmobile tank I carry with me. I was wondering where that went. I think we ran it off of this. But I hooked the tank back up, I believe. Old air cleaner, some landscaping stuff, a nice hose actually, and some homemade, really heavy duty ramps, which we could probably take them to the scrapyard and get at least $3. Might have to hang on to them. But that's really all there is back here. So let's get under the hood. I'll show you our cobbled together 350. So the transmission on this is a complete mystery. I don't know if that's going to work or not. But like I say, I did hear this thing run, which is a smorgasbord of stuff on the ground, reused stuff, heavy silicone, a part on the shelf, stuff off of 3 or 4 other vehicles, I think. Just come in here and look. It used to have a 305. Now it's a Vortec 350. Multiple tornadoes. Is that what a Vortec's from? Or is that a Vortice? No, a Vortice is in a museum, isn't it? Not quite sure. Ooh, we got berries out. These don't taste good. So Air conditioning, like I say, but the hoses, condenser, and compressor is all gone. Now this looks pretty snazzy, but it's pretty much junk. I'll explain in a second. We do have a new brake master cylinder. It's one of the few new parts. It might stop. Haven't tried. Got a battery in here. That's been sitting here for, so 2 years. Sounds about right, I guess. Now, okay, the short block, the block itself, is my friend Donnie's friends that came out of a late 80s van. It's a Vortec. And I think we traded a Huffy bicycle and a Blu-ray DVD VCR combo for that. The intake was a mistake. That was on my shelf. I ordered the wrong one. The fuel make it happener is out of the blue truck because we swapped that to a Sniper a while back. And so is the Lightning Whirler. The Lightning hoses are out of the Snowbird as well as the sparkulators, I believe. The charging whirler and the bracket came out of the back of the truck. All the front gaskets are either homemade or just straight silicone. I don't even remember where this came from. This is the wrong hose. I don't think that's correct. Not sure where the radiator came from either, but basically everything in here is used or recycled. I always tell you guys we hoard parts, and you might think I'm kidding, but we're not. We save where we can and reuse where we can. Did have to put some head studs in it and nuts. I had Volunteer Muffler in Cookeville put an exhaust system on this, and it's got it'll be quiet, or should be. It's got a big muffler on it and single exhaust out. Well, I'll just show you where the stock would be. So this was the biggest expense, and it really wasn't that bad. And you can see the big muffler back in there. Oh yeah, look, 12 bolt. We got a nice 12 bolt, heavy duty springs. Call it a heavy half. The oil in this was some T4 we found on the back of a truck, and I think we pulled the oil filter off of a different engine, dumped it out, refilled it, put it back in. It does have a gas tank. I think that's hooked up now, but the gas in it is really old. But anywho's, I hope we could just throw a jump box on this, check some fluids, and fire it up. Put some wind in the tires, and get it over to the shop. I gotta clean this thing up. We'll probably start by like pressure washing this thing. It obviously is gonna need tires, clean up the interior, but we're not gonna be, throwing a bunch of parts at this thing. What can a guy do on a weekend, basically, to get a rig going is where we're at. Let me grab some tools and a jump box. See if we can get this cranked over. Okay. Hopefully this got enough juice in her. Stay put. Yeah. Make sure nothing's changed. It's going to crank. Actually, let me check the Earl first. Way over full. Perfect. Well, we are in a really weird angle right now, but at least it's got some in it. Wrong dipstick. Perfect. Has it got any of this juice in it? Low, but I see it. Sure. How's everything else? Yep. Check. Mystery transmit. Wow, 57,000 gallons in there. Okay. Let's see if it'll crank. Ouch, that is sharp, whatever that thing is. Contact? Yep. Ow! Ouch! Ah, yeah. Okay, so engine rotates free, cranks just fine. I can see the fuel filled tray is bone dry. I can't remember if I put fuel in the gas tank or not after I got it off the bottle. So let's go ahead and dump some fuel in. And then I think I'm going to air this tire up because we're on a crazy angle right now, and I don't know if 5 gallons is going to be enough to pull fuel out, but we'll try. Okay, This is the last of this year's lawnmower gas, so it should be bad by now. Ugh. Everything out here is attacking me. Cutting, stinging, or biting. Perfect. Okay. Yep. Well, just gotta stand here for 6 months. I wonder if we should try to drive this straight to the dump and just get rid of all of this, especially if we're gonna run a pressure washer down her. Doesn't make sense to blow fire ants and leaves everywhere and compost. Yeah, maybe so. Eventually got to do this anyway, so might as well do it now and try to get some of this crazy angle out of this thing coming downhill. I'm just worried all the fuel is going to go to the front of the tank and it's not going to want to pull. Let's see if that'll put some wind in it. Hopefully this holds. We might have to go find a roller to put on the front here. Tire's not looking good, but I do have good news. I forgot what this relay was for. It's got a digital pump on it. See how it's deleted? And it did pump fuel up to the fuel making happener, so we shouldn't have to prime this thing. I think we are going to have to give up on that though. I don't think that's doing nothing. And I think you got to have the blower motor on to run the fuel pump. That's approved. Gave up on the tire. Let's go ahead and crank this thing over before my jump box runs dead, because it's got the fan motor running and a digital fuel pump on a dead battery. So let's crank this, see if we can get it to fire up. Going in this way. Ooh, I smell bad gas. Couple pumps. Oil pressure gauge came up. I know this fuel make it happener works because it was on my blue shop truck. A few more pumps. Can it be that stubborn? It's just a little small block. Oh, the radio works. There we go. Come on. Yes! It's alive. Ah, it was. I'll hold it for a second. Lots of oil pressure. Maxed it out. Oh, the clock doesn't work. Oh no. It's charging. Voltmeter works. Fuel gauge doesn't work, obviously. It's not knocking or banging. Doesn't want to stay running. See if I can warm it up a little bit here. I'm sure it's all this bad gas. That doesn't help. And we really don't know anything about that engine. Well, it runs, but not very goodish. I might be able to foot brake this thing and nurse it back, but We got to cut down a road, go through some fields, do some other things. I think our plan of going to the dump is dashed at the moment. We got a little bit of work to do, but it has fantastic oil pressure. It doesn't sound loose. I don't hear any banging or clanking or anything like that. And that's the most I've heard it run. I believe it is. All right. So now I got to go all the way back to the shop. Got enough daylight left? Yeah. Well, it's going to be close. Get this. We're out of wind. It ain't holding any wind. Right there. We get that dolled up. We might still could get this back. Do we have headlights? Let's test that. I'm not going that way anymore. A chainsaw needs a blade. Or a chain, I should say. We got one headlight. Well, if Tom can drive home, so can I. Okay. Tire. Oh, do I have a roller I can just bring so I don't have to come here and then go back and then, maybe this will work now? No. We'll just let it burn down. You know, I really don't know if the guy is gonna get a hydraulic assisted lag under here or not. She's really on the dirt. I don't even know what I'm under. Can't see nothing. Oh no, my sway bar ain't hooked up. The bushing's gone. Can't even get a good parts truck anymore. Jack fell. Jack is wedged. Okay. Trying to snag on a lower control arm. I wonder with some weight off, should we try this tire again? Good idea. Because, yes, always take the laziest approach first. Boom, look at that. Might have just been a bead issue, huh? If we could nurse this back without dinking around, especially the trip there and back, saved me a ton of time. Oh, it's got a brake line on the front. That's neat. These were a good tire. I'm surprised they didn't sell more. It stopped at 17 PSI again. Oh yeah. She's done, I think. Yep. Well, it was wishful thinking. Jack goes in the ground 3 inches, lifts the truck 1. Yeah, get the wrist ruiner in here. Yeah, these are those cheesy dressed up lugs. Most of the time the outer shell strips. Hang on in there. We might make it. Boy, this whole side of the truck was submerged at one point. Oh yeah, right there. She's down. Down big time. Yeah. Lift with your back, not your legs. You're gonna need those to walk home. Back at the shop here, waiting for air to build. We'll bust these off. And of course, we got to go with the Cooper Cabras, 235 6015. We'll go cheap on everything else. Well, these are actually very affordable tires. I use them all the time. But I want good tires on the truck because I'm actually going to be driving the wheels off this Silverado. Now you guys know I got a few square bodies, but my dually square body gets 3 miles to the gallon, downhill, empty. That's fine. And then my beloved blue shop truck, I might be trading that for HVAC and the museum shop warehouse thing. So that could be going down the road. And that's the reason this really lit a fire under me, is I need a truck to scoot around in and out of town, getting parts, hauling metal in the back, taking tires to the scrapyard, trash runs, all of that stuff. So we'll actually even balance these. Yeah, I said it. I gotta see if my balancer even works and figure out how to use it again. That's fine. GM did a really good job on these rally wheels. I always call them Scottsdales or Silverado wheels. Really nice design. These we could paint, but I don't think I am. The truck's bumped and bruised and a little rough, and some of this rust and stuff like that really isn't going to bother me. That being said, I am going to clean it up, the bead here, and I'm also going to put in new valve stems. Just because the guy's got to scoot into bingo fast, you don't want to have a tire down. You know what I mean? And of course, always white letter out, unless you live in Spain or you don't have white letters. Pop. Had to clean a bunch of sand and junk out of here. We're getting close, I think. Wheel is definitely not straight. Got a waller in it. Oh, we got her. All right, let's run back, get it on. We are losing light quick. All right. Yep. Oh, the rotor's rotating. That's always good news. This one is, did it come out? 1, 2, 5, yellow, 6. I think we have enough. This poor truck is going to have to just claw its way out of here. Got to back up this hill, go over some big whoops, down by my little pond thing. Oh, and she's a 2W LB, LWB. Might get a little interesting, especially because I have to foot brake the whole thing, the whole time. Easy, don't snap them off. Okay. Just a tickle, tickle, tickle. Good enough for who it's for. Bring her down. Bring her down. Boy, it's still low, isn't it? Okay. Tools out of the way, we'll fire this back up. Well, could also, well, ain't gonna fit going forward. Bunch of other cars over here. I think we do gotta go backwards. I'm gonna throw the old JNC on here and just leave it, because if the charging where it's charging, it'll charge this too. Remember, push back and down. Okay, I didn't even look at the other tires really. We got wind in all of them. Looks like it, they're low. Well, let's fire this up again. see if we can back it out of here and get it to the shop. Ugh. I just have to neutral drop it. Neutral drop! Does it have reverse? No. Transmission's not any good. There it goes. This took a minute. We have drive? I don't know. Come on. It's got drive. Versus the slush box. Come on, buddy. There you go. All right. Ha ha! Poor truck. Wakes up from a long nap and just gets beat on. Might idle. I'll let it sit for a minute. Cloud of dirt and dust. Poor thing, just had the rag on it to get it out of there. It's idling. Not very good. You can smell the bad gas. Nice and quiet. Better look at the rig now though. I'm a big fan of the color combo, I gotta be honest. Alright, let's get this back to the shop while it's still running. Gotta go over this big whoop, down over here, down a hill, up over some rocks, through a trail, across some fields. So I have confidence. Well, a 12 bolt is great, but it's a single wheel peel. Really dug her up, but this is quite the little hill it was sitting on here. Sun's about ready to go down. We gotta get moving. Well, we made it back by the barn. It shifted. It drives pretty good considering it's only got one good tire. Must be sitting in a hole or something. Looks weird. Yeah. I'm gonna let it run for a few minutes, come to temperature, and I'm gonna leave it over here tonight actually with the windows down. It's full of mice, and we'll let the barn cats get in there and do their thing. I don't want to drag them into the shop tonight. And then tomorrow morning we'll get this over and pressure wash this. This is gonna look great. I want to look at this hood. That's gonna clean up really nice. All this white should brighten up. All this stuff. I can get some fresh fuel in it over here. Well, it's not the greatest. It's Co-op 87, but pretty straight old rig. Well, that's gonna do it for this evening. I'll see you guys bright in the morning. We'll get back on this square body. I am really excited to see how this thing turns out. Well, good morning, and a beautiful one it is, back on the 78 Silverado. I think based on the paperwork we found, it's been off the road for 12 years. So last time it was registered, and we bought it without an engine. It was a parts truck. But we're piecing this thing together. Yesterday I drove it for the first time. Today, we're gonna jam this thing on the highway. We lost a tire last night. I don't know if it's beat or if I finally just had enough after many years of service on that. Today, I think I'm gonna check the transmission fluid right away. A little bit worried about that. We took a gamble on that thing. It's whatever was in it. Maybe that's why it was parked. Transmission was smoked. And the last person yanked the motor out because maybe that was good. So we're gonna fire it up again, check the blood stick on there on the go forward, go backwards machine, see if that's hopefully low. Then we can just add some juice, I got it over here by the service tanks. We can add some better fuel into this thing because you can smell the varnish when it's running. I was still trying to maybe ease this down to the dump because it's full of junk in the back and I want to pressure wash this and clean it up and start over basically, but not if it's full of rotten stuff. We'll just be blowing leaves and ants everywhere. So let's just dig in. Let's see if it fires up. Gotta listen for that digital pump. Yep, I'm hearing it. There we go. I think the choke needs wired still. Come on. Let this thing warm up for a minute. Get it in the shop where I got some wire in and stuff. We could figure out this choke. Other stuff too. Leaves are finally coming down. They've been hanging in long this season. Okay, we might have to deal with that now. Carburetor issues. Fuel make it happen or ain't making it happen? Look at that varnish fuel. Not pulling any rust though, that's good. So we can see here, this was delightfully snipped when it came off of the blue truck. And we're gonna need that. See how this is wide open? This thing is wanting some choke. This wasn't even cranked all the way open, so it should be chocolating, and it's not right now. This engine wants it. So we'll throw a wire on here, try to run it through the firewall somewhere, get this some 12 volt switched, and that's going to actuate this, close this off a little bit, let it run rich while it warms up, and that should help that. We might even have a heater in this truck for this winter. That would be nice. Gonna fly over to the shop, get some accoutrements, be back, and we'll wire that up. Also, I gotta get the air pump again, see if this will come back around. The guy that running the shop and back, it's been at least 20 minutes. It's up. Is it gonna stay? I can't get this off, see if I can hear. Shh. I don't hear it leaking, but Moses, sandals, these tires are good. Look at the tread on these. Don't worry about, like, you know, the sidewall about ready to blow in our face. Okay, it's back for now. Must have a really slow leak. Guy found a hole right here, so we'll come out of that and we'll come under here, snag it over to the fuel making happener, put a fitting on it, and we'll jam it into the fuse center. Oh boy, the mouse smell in here is just horrendous. Whew. Okay, so now we're just gonna find a fuse or one of those prongs. See that prong hanging out? It says lights, LTS. There's also a red wire already coming out. I think that goes to the relay. But we're gonna try to find a switched 12 volt source there for the choke. I got my meter, and we'll just roll the key forward and back and try to find something feasible. So I found it. There's key off, key on, key off, key on. So that's what we'll go for. Still having issues with the choke here, so I'm going to pull this apart and take a peek in here and see if the spring came off of it or what's going on. But we're getting no choke activation, and this is a cold-blooded little small block. Never seen the likes. No, I have about 97 times, but we're gonna need the choke. So let's take a peek. Had to adjust the idle screws. Now it's running much better. It's barely idle. Still not perfect, but fuel make it happen or needs a little work. We still got a tire over here. Yep. Well, let's back this over and add some fresh fuel into it. See if we can ease it down the road. Better bring this with just in case. Shake, shake, push, shake, shake, push, push, shake down. Boy, I thought the smell would get better in here overnight, but it did not. Whew. Well, the guy almost forgot, but then I didn't because I couldn't move. We were gonna check the blood stick, and I am hoping this thing is empty. It's low, probably 2 quarts. All right, gotta run over and grab that. That's good news though. We might still have a good shift machine, but I remember putting any in. It either leaks everywhere or it's always been empty. I don't know. Back again. Hello! Well, full of dirt, perfect, okay. First thing I'm gonna do, don't do this at home, please. Don't do anything I do at home. I'm gonna splash in just a little bit of brake fluid. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Swell everything up. Get this thing just shifting hard. Then we'll throw in 2 quarts of additive. Is this the right flavor? Sure. It's red. Well, they hermetically seal the caps now. Never seen nothing like it. Okay, that was pretty easy actually. I think it's the most temperature we got in this puppy. I started doing other stuff and forgot it was running out here. You know, walking around the shop. Why am I here? What did I was getting something? What was it? You know, I think we all do that. We spend more time looking for what we thought we needed to do the thing that we were doing, but then we forget what we were doing. There we go. That ought to make it bite. Try it now. What is it saying? Well, right on the mark. Shake, shake, jiggle, jiggle, pull, shake, jiggle, push. So now we'll cycle the gears. Reverse. Nothing. There it goes. Big delay, but that might get better. Drive. Solid drive that time. Reverse is really delayed, but it bites. Oh, the smell in here is just something terrible. There we go. That's way better than 5,800 RPM and not moving. Get some fresher fuel in here. That might certainly help. Go for a little burn here. Try to get the stuff thrown away. Needs shocks, but that's to be expected. Rides so much better than my blue GMC with the lift kit though. I could have watched the windshield, can't see nothing. Kind of just guesstimating right now. What's he doing, working cabs? Can't be. That doesn't make any sense. What are you doing, Jim? Tagging? I don't know. Anyway, the shifting is not so good. 1-2 is okay, but 2-3, it's not a slip. It's like a long pause, but it doesn't move in RPM. It like struggles to shift, if that makes any sense. It's kind of odd, actually. I don't think my temp gauge is working. Got good oil pressure. It's charging. Still have a hesitation in it, but you know, the best solution for pollution is dilution. So we just added a bunch of good gas to bad gas and hope that that mixes up and makes okay-ish gas. Hope that right rear tire hangs in. We've got quite a few more miles to go, and we'll clean this thing out. I've got a weird rubbing hub sound. I don't know if that's a rotor or a drum. It'll self-clearance. Nope, probably not. It's fine. Well, I got all the stuff out. Gotta adjust that. Now we're gonna sweep this thing out, and we're right back where we got the truck. The iron is so thick, a guy could do nothing with it. Wow, this bed is in really good shape. Look at how nice this bed is. I mean, it hasn't worked a day in its life. There's not a single dent in this thing. Thanks to this topper, it's been kept out of the weather and the elements, and it kind of limits what you could throw in the thing. You're not going to come over the side with a big forklift or anything like that, but it looks great. And added bonus, the tailgate works beautifully until you get stuff jammed in it. Well, it did work. Huh. Wasn't pulling the latch hard enough. Works perfect. There's fellers out there pay $500-600 for a tailgate like that. And that's what I paid for the truck. So we're doing just fine. Let's get it back to the shop, start cleaning. Open the door and Caprice came through my legs. Smelling the mice in there. Get 'em. So a guy's gonna run a foam cannon on this, which is really just brake cleaner, engine degreaser, and a little bit of gunpowder. Let it soak, and then we'll blast this thing. I'm not gonna comment wash it or SOS it or anything like that. I don't think it's gonna need it. We'll see though. Bumpers, maybe you might hit those with SOS. That was a really nice bumper. Yeah, I'll probably do that. But let's get this truck washed up, get all this grime and dirt and stuff off of it, and then we can get it into the shop. I gotta roll the window up. So while that's dissolving and degreasing, the guy's gonna go ahead and get some SOS pads and, you know, scrapulate on the front bumper here. This will bring it around, get all that gunk off. Wow, what a difference. It's coming clean, but there's some areas that are just really stubborn, like up on this silver paint, tops of the boxes, and also the hood was being really stubborn. I might have to get some SOS pads or some Brillo pads out and scrub on that a little bit, but it is coming around. Well, I scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed with a Quad Zero steel wool pad here, which really won't hurt old dull paint like this. I can get it off, but it's like mud basically, so I threw on some engine degreaser, and even that's not it's going to be a lot of scrubbing, I think. I'm going to have to get some Scotch-Brite pads, some like gray, I think, and go after this thing. Well, the old Silverado's inside, and man, what a difference. I let it sit out in the sun and dry a little bit, and it looks like a completely different truck. Tons more silver. A quick wash turned into about an hour and 45 minute scrub, but that's okay. I mean, that's what we figured it would take, is some elbow grease. Front bumper is immaculate. The grill is great. The headlight surrounds are perfect. The glass is in really good shape. It does need some Windex. I tried to get the stuff off of there, but it's really stained. Probably going to need some alcohol. Hood's in really good shape now that we can actually see it, other than this little rust right here. It gets full of dirt and debris, and that rusts out. The rest of the truck looks really, really good. I'm still just blown away at this bed. I could probably count, I couldn't even tell you how many square bodies, honestly. And I can count on two hands how many times I've seen a bed this clean. And this came out of a junkyard. You know, people just get tired of projects, have to move on, get what they need, whatever else it may be. And sometimes you get lucky. There are some really good deals out there still. And this is one of them. Cab's kind of worse than I thought. But I think that maybe could be pulled and massaged. And we got our one new Cooper Cabra on, which leads us to our next task. Let's go ahead and get all new Cooper Cabras on this all the way around. Get these rotten, dry rotted tires off. Probably start in the front, just jack this up and work our way to the back. We've got 3 to do. Let's knock those out. We got to clean them, get the weights off, mount them, and then rebalance them and get them back on the truck. Well, it is very late at night, but we've got all new paws on the rig. Cooper Cabras all the way around. Fought with these silly little lug nuts. They got a shiny bit around the outside that does nothing but spin over the actual lug nut. It's a terrible design that GM did. I got most of them, had to replace a few. Luckily, I got a bunch of 7/16 and ½ inch 20 in stock. So, a few new lug nuts here and there, but looking way better with new tires on this thing. The old compressor makes it sound like we're on an aircraft carrier, just watching them shoot off. But anywho, it's getting a little tired. I think that's going to do it for tonight. It's very late at night. I just wanted to get these tires on and over with. Tomorrow we'll dig back in. We got a huge dent to deal with. We got the interior to clean up, the glass, odds and ends, do some fuel, make it happen, or tuning. And then I think we're going to load that thing to the roof with old tires like this and do a big maiden trip into town, recycle some tire. I told you, we're going to put this thing to work straight away. We'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Well, good morning. Man, what a difference those Tires made. Just cleaned the wheels up, didn't really have to paint them. But the truck already looks significantly better. Got the mouse sucker drug over here, ready to rock, ready to rock. I think we're gonna go ahead and vacuum this thing out, try to get some of this mouse smell out, get the mouse house out of the dash. And there's a bunch of gravel and whatnot, to get the stuff behind the seat. And we'll start cleaning there. Then we'll worry about the door panel and that dent over there. Vacuum edge. Gonna find some mouse skeletons. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go now. I've been spraying everything I could think of in here to get that mouse house smell out. Brake clean, gear oil, little ATF, smearing silicone on things. It's getting better. It smells like a, I don't know, cab of like a Steiger tractor or something now, you know? It's not really the dirt stuff. There's something calming actually about a dusty smell in a pickup. I don't know what that is, but it's more just this thick mouse house smell. Gets to a guy. Ugh. Here's some of it. I wonder if it's in here. Should consider pulling the dash out. What have we got in this? Hello? Oh, it's something. Is it all on the vents? Might just all be in that glove box. Wouldn't that be nice? They could fix that. You know, this doesn't need to be perfect. We're just trying to make it a little gooderist, you know, tolerable. It's going to be a work truck, nice looking work truck, but it's going to get dirty, right? So let's not panic about sitting here all day trying to get every little last crumb. Put some insulation there. I think this is our battle zone right here. That's the original registration. We don't want to lose that. This stuff. Old insurance cards. Not needed. Sure stinks. I will go through this. There's some 1978 light duty maintenance schedule stuff. That's cool. I always like to keep the original paperwork with the rig whenever possible. There we go. Got to try to disinfect this thing. I'm going to actually use brake cleaner. There's a bunch of, you know what, down the bottom here. I don't want it to get airborne. So we're going to turn it into mud. Soak it down with this. Also kill a lot of the stuff. There we go, it's floating. Let that sit. And then this stuff I'm just impressed with. This is the blastable odor stuff. All through here a little bit for you. There you go. Oof. Okay, let's go through this paperwork, let this stuff dry. Wow, we hit the absolute mother load here, and rarely do you see this on any vehicle. I'm going to package this up in some sort of envelope or something, try to protect it. But check this out. First and foremost, we have the original sales agreement, purchased December 14th, 1977 for $5,523.48. Nashville City and Bank was the one who put the loan on it. Next to that, we have not only one immaculate build sheet. This corner's here, I just need to fix it. We have two. Look at that. Incredible. Fully loaded Silverado, 305 two-barrel auto, 307 rear, heavy-duty springs, stabilizer in the front. I mean, it is fully loaded. Firethorn interior, of course we knew that, silver, white, two-tone. And this says it came out of St. Louis, Missouri, of course. Square Body headquarters. And it went to Chuck Brewer Chevrolet in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. And now we can absolutely confirm that is the original 1978 dealer tag still on the fender. How cool is that? Then we know it was sold in 1986 for $3,500. A lot of money back then. So it was sold in 86, and then it was sold again at some point back to Tennessee. And this is a pile of repairs. This is all 2012. This is when the truck was apparently repaired and decommissioned, or the motor was pulled. But all of this in here is brakes. Spark plugs, fuel pump, distributor, I guess, radiator, hoses, thermostats, and the rest of it is wheel cylinders, brake master cylinder. And then these are all the actual receipts for all of those repair. This is miscellaneous nuts and bolts. So we have a really documented truck here, and the original maintenance schedule book with it. The only thing we're missing is the darned window sticker, but how cool is that? Very rare that we can find something like that. So I'm going to tuck all this away, protect it, and it will stay with the truck, or the file with the truck. I don't like to leave this stuff in the glove box because we know what happens with it, but I'll file it up. Oh, it's getting better in here. Gonna glove up for this one. Hip. Oh, it didn't snap like it's supposed to. How am I supposed to intimidate the mice? Okay. Oh yeah. That's pretty awesome. Chunky. All right. Yeah, that's not good. You don't really need that in your vehicle. Gone this long without hantavirus. Nice to get a little bit further down the line. Okay, then we'll give her a little smell defense. Yeah. Okay, and we're going to follow that up with some, what did I grab? Interior Detailer High Gloss. Sure. Oh, that's got a nice smell too. Can a guy? Well, he sure can. Okay, now, I'm getting confused. Starting here again. That looks nice. Let's soak the rag down. Wow, that's just, it soaks it right in. Poor Dash. Seen a lot of sunshine over the years. It's clean though. Not that we always need to. I mean, we have on many and we will again in the future, but a dash, a seat, carpet, and door panels in here would absolutely transform this truck. But this time we're just showing that, look, you don't always have to do that. Clean what you got. Use it. Be happy. This headliner is unbelievable. Visors aren't all bagged out. Okay. A lot of the same. Just going to switch sides, keep going. Oh, smells get much better. So you probably already noticed I've ripped that big, awful, flaming dragon wheel cover thing off. Reason being is this has got the typical sticky wheel. I'm sure that's why they put it on it. And there's a science thing happening there. Laminating the stuff in the plastic and this thing's in. There's this thing. Okay, so how you fix that is easy. Any citrus-based cleaner like these tub towels. Or if you have baby wipes. Seriously. Come in here and this will eat that stuff right off and make it smooth all in one shot. Look at that. Cleaning it right off. Armor alls and stuff like that aren't going to do nothing. They'll make it worse actually. So I'm going to go around this, just work it in really good. Horn works. I'll be dipped. This is a good truck. I got one headlight. Wait. Dimmer switch is locked up. Well, they just replaced that 12 years ago. No blinker. Mike got a flasher out. The high beam indicator's on. A little sticky back here. Basically this whole column, we're just trying to get all these skin cells off. You know what I mean? Two of you just puked in your mouth. But that's, listen, That's what this is. I mean, I'll have a cold snack with the last guy, but I don't necessarily want to eat his skin. Well, if you say it like that, Derek, well, I mean, it's essentially you're breathing it. Well, you're not chewing on an arm, though. All right, you've taken it too far. Too far. There's children watching. My bad. That is my bad. Okay, I'll take that one. Okay, we'll let this dry. And there should be some obvious dull spots if we've missed. By the way, don't do this to square body gauges. When you take a rag and you do the swirl thing like this, you're grinding dirt into that soft plastic lens. And when this dries, you have effectively just spiderwebbed circles in there. Costly example for you guys. Wow, this is looking mighty fine. We got a Silverado. Since the seat still looks brand new and it's hardly worn in, we're going to go ahead and give it the treatment. I've got some of this stuff still, and it's worked so good in the past. We'll go ahead and use it again. It foams up like shaving cream. This is the spray away stuff. Put on way too much, and then we'll let it sit and eat, and then we'll come back with a rag and smear that around for a while because it's way too much, and then wait for that to kind of get in, and then smear that around. And about 6 times around, it'll look pretty good. I barbasawed my seat cover. Wow, we've got quite the mixture of smells going on in here, but thankfully all of them are better than Mouse Apartment. There we go. See, I put a bunch on because it's just gonna soak it in. So I'm kind of just smearing it around to make sure every square millimeter. I just inhaled something. Every square millimeter, whoa, yes, get some juice on it. And we'll let that sit and soak. I like the buttons on the back. Folding seat option. What a unicorn. Now look at this. Nothing but a little bit of elbow grease. And we have got a nice looking truck. And the smell's gone. Good enough for me. Way good enough. So let's work on the exterior. So the first thing I want to do is get this glass cleaned. Driving me nuts. It's a good looking piece of glass. So this would have had the fancy chrome strip around the window. It's actually the retainer for the glass for the weather stripping. But she's long since been faded. This also has the upgraded grille on it from the factory. Okay. Let's see. Where'd my rags go? I just had them. Ah, way back here. Clean glass can also really change a rig, and I ain't kidding. Go clean the rig, the windshield on your rig, and you're gonna be like, what did I do? Primer the thing? No, you just clean the windshield off. I can't see as it is, so in my old age, this is a really good modification. Never used to care or even do it. There we go. Well, we didn't test the wipers yet. Put it on the to-do list. I'm not even sure if there's even a single rock chip in this. It's got the antenna in the glass. And I'm not even seeing a rock chip. We got some fadage over here. But that don't bother me so much. There we go. We'll take it. It's looking good. So we got this dent here, and obviously we cannot have that in a Silverado. So we are going to professionally repair this and completely fix it. And by that I mean we're just going to pop this dent out. Okay-ish. Not perfect. But at least, you know, out. I spent forever looking. I got this little cheesy dent suction cup thing. And I wanted to test that on here because I have never got it to work. But I'm also noticing we've got some holes in here for the old big, you know, mirror. And some other weird holes. I don't even know what those would have been for. There's some back here too. That's strange. Anyway, can a guy jam a plier in here is what I'm thinking. And maybe... Oh, yes! There we go. Some of it. Can we do that again? I think we got lucky the first time. Oh. This is gonna go right through my eye. Okay, I think we're gonna have to take the door card off, which is what the ridge plan was. And then we can get something in there. One last effort. Nope. All right, let's get the door panel off. Try to get this knocked out a little bit. Okay. There we go. Come on, man. Oh, where did my leather person go? Guess we'll find out if this door's ever been apart. Should have paper under here and a couple other telltale signs. Yep, stuff and things. I need you to get off there. Thank you. Oh, I missed an attachment point. Get out off of there. Boy, this seat is squeaky clean. Even makes the noise. It's weird it doesn't have power windows though, isn't it? It is. I thought that Silverados always came with power windows. Maybe they were deleted. she is on there. Don't break the panel. I don't have the tool handy. You know, the Goosenheimer Polar Upper 6000. Goosenheimers. Polar Upper, Polar Upper. Well, now what? Okay. What have we got now? Nothing. Can we see anything? No. Is this going to help? Potentially. Here's the ridge paper, or what's left of it. Alright, let's try this again. Guy's going to jam his 2XL mitts in here and see if we can do some body work. Hip! Hip! Ah! Hip! I'm gonna rip the door off the hinges. There's a crease in the bottom here. Right here. I gotta reach that. I'm gonna need a 2x4 or something. See what I can find. Found me a 2x4. Oh, can I even fit it in here though? Didn't think that through. Can't get it low enough. How low can you go? Not low enough. Cut the bottom. It's better, but it's not what I want. Moses, sandals about went down again. Let me ponder. Jessica's here to help. I've grabbed the porta-power. Getting serious. You know, if I had a football or a basketball, you can deflate it, throw it in the door, and just pump it up, and it'd pop it out most likely, but I don't have one. So, I'm gonna guide the porta-power, and Jessica's gonna pump it, and we're gonna see if we can knock it out that way. All right, go ahead. Yep.
Feels way too easy.
Keep going.
Oh, I hear it.
Keep going.
It's not so easy.
We might have maxed it out.
It's just really like.
Or you're a wimp.
Yeah, I think I'm a wimp.
Oh, we might have maxed it. Let's test it outside of the truck. Okay, pump it up again. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, that's the max of this.
Oh,
so
okay.
I need something to space it.
Like something put against that and then.
Yeah, like a block.
Like maybe a small block of wood. We're shopping for blunt devices. Got a big box of wood here. Big block. Let's see. There's that 2x4. Try this. Ram plate 4000. Okay, got this plate. It's actually an attachment for the pole in this, but we're going to try it with the scissor attachment. Give me a second here. I got to get my hands on all the pinch points. Well, now I dropped that on the door. Can you reach that? Careful, it's sharp metal. Thank you. I'll try this again. Okay, pump it. Keep going. Nice. Go a little more.
I don't think it will.
Oh, that's maxed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Need something a little bit bigger in?
Well, I usually like to stretch it like too far, because sometimes when you relax it, it'll just bonk back in.
Yeah.
Go ahead and relax it and we'll listen.
I just like.
Turn that, yeah. Oh, it didn't go. Nice.
Much better.
Still dented, but
Not bad though.
going to town certified. Look how much is cleaned up in here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Good little truck. Found the original purchase paperwork and the build sheet
Where was the belt sheet at?
in the glove box.
Oh.
So a guy needs to do something with the exterior of this truck. It runs pretty darn good. The tires, wheels look great. The interior's coming around. But we gotta spruce up the outside. And I don't really want to go crazy with this. We're just trying to make a nice, solid daily driver. You know, one of those deals again, we swing by the tavern, go into some bingo, hang out with the buddies. You just stumble outside and, is that your rig? Yeah, that's my Silverado. And I said, what do you do? And you say, it's good enough to get by. That's about it. Now, is this a good candidate to strip down, do the body work, and paint? Yes, actually. It's a 117,000 mile truck, it looks like. The bed isn't beat to snot. We've got all the original documentation, paperwork, and even the dealer badge on this thing. That's really cool. But in most lives, and in most cases, all of you are working your tails off. You're getting in every extra hour you can. Some of you are working 2 jobs. When are you going to paint this truck? Right? And I personally think, my humble opinion, it is absolutely just unrealistic to think you're going to paint every project you bring home. No one has time for that. And look, it doesn't come down to price. I've been showing you guys how to do $50 paint jobs for 20 years. It was the first on the interwebs, how to show you how to do the tractor paints and stuff like that. It's great to know how to do that, don't get me wrong. It's a nice feather in the cap. But don't feel bad if you're bringing projects home and you're not painting every single one, okay? And this is one of those. May someday get to that, but for now, I want to seal this up. I want to slow down the rust and the fading and everything like that. I want to seal the bare metal and all of that. Give it some UV protection. So what we're going to do on this one is just use the Vice Grip Garage Shine Juice. This is very fast to use. It's very affordable. And we're just going to go to town, and Jessica's actually going to help me. But here's where this gets fun. I am currently testing this formula, slightly improved even, in an aerosol. I can literally spray on shine juice. Look how fast and easy this is. That's great. So I'm gonna do some testing. How far will this thing go today? Jessica's also gonna grab a can. She's gonna hit the other side. We're gonna juice this thing up, bring some shine around, as you can see. I've got to, there was something else I wanted to do. Oh, we'll put some hood savers on it. I gotta button up the door panel, and we're ready to put this thing to work. I got some tires to haul to town, some other errands to do. So Jessica's gonna get after it back there. Now, just to clarify, the aerosol can is not out yet. I like to really test all the products before we put them out to you guys. Right now, you'll get the can off of icegripgarage.com. And how you use this is just as simple. Pour a little bit in a mixing cup, dip it. We throw some rags in there for you, some t-shirts, and you might get an undie or two. Sorry about that. Just dip it in there and you wipe it on. A little bit goes a long way. Just get some coverage, work it around. And then what you do is you actually wait about 15, 20 minutes, and then you come back and wipe off the excess with like a microfiber or a terry cloth. And that'll make sure you get a nice flat, even surface, and all the shine matches and everything like that. She's going to town on this side. I'm gonna get to town on the other. How's it coming over there?
Looks good, actually.
Don't forget the top.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back over and do it.
I'm gonna start on the hood. Probably 6 inches away from the panel.
Can this run, like if there's too much of it?
I mean, yeah, if you get it really close, it's gonna run, but keep in mind this isn't paint. We can wipe the excess right off, so you're not gonna hurt anything.
Okay, great. Do you want me to do the bottom part, the white also?
Yes, please. Oh yeah, that's looking great.
Yeah. And it's okay if I get it like on the trim and stuff?
Yeah, you get it right on the trim because we're gonna wipe the excess off. She's asking all the right questions. Will this run? Absolutely. But we're gonna wipe it off. It's not paint. It doesn't build up that thick. Can you get it on stuff like stainless? Absolutely. It's not gonna hurt it at all. We'll just wipe it right off. Even glass, you just clean your glass, right? So we're not having to tape anything. We can juice everything. The plastic lenses, it'll bring them around, sharpen them up. Rubber, it'll sharpen it up. I've seen people use shine juice on plastic shutters, wood, picnic benches, wood art, actually. All sorts of materials, and it works really great.
It's so fast compared to wiping it all down.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna do this side of the hood. What I'm trying to do here for you guys is give you some options. If you're more comfortable with a spray can, go with that. You might end up using less product. It's also a lot harder to use too much product, right?
Can you turn those fans on?
Sure. Has the same good smell. I never named it. Reminds me of a car wash. With maybe a kick of berry or something.
It almost has like a hint of like cherry or something.
This is actually really fun.
It goes on so, like the other stuff works really great too, but this is so much quicker.
I love what this does to the color rust. Color rust?
The
What it does
color
to
of
rust?
Or,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that does sound weird. What it does to rust. Yeah, I think that's the way to say it.
So you've done 2 bedsides with your can
And the door over there.
and the door?
Not the top of the door. I think he did the top, but I did the rest.
So I did a hood, 2 fenders, a door. Still got some, oh, it's getting to the bottom.
Mine's fitting a little bit too, but not terrible. I could probably do the tailgate.
So 2 cans would do a long bed truck. It's kind of what we're seeing.
Yeah.
Gonna let it sit, dry a little bit.
Just started running out and I got the last strip down there.
Oh, nice. That looks great. Nice truck. I can't even think how many square bodies I've had. Have we ever had the silver white combo?
I don't think so.
We've had every other color white combo, but I don't know that we've had the silver. Okay, we'll be back to wipe off here in a little bit. Well, it's been sitting for a few minutes. I'm just going to take some microfibers, and all I'm doing here is just rubbing off. If I got it heavy in one spot or whatever else, kind of just evening it out. And this is going to give it that matte or that satin finish. And when it's applied correctly, it will not attract dirt, dust, bugs, anything like that. It's not sticky or anything like that. Boom. Give me a few minutes. It's just a lot of this. I'm gonna go around wiping. There it is, all wiped down, finished. Now you see it's a matte, or some would maybe say satin, and that's the intention. See that kind of satin glow there? Oh, it looks so good. I really like this color. Now, if you liked it when it was shiny, you might want to look into the clear coat. We have wipe on, gloss, matte, and satin kits there as well, or you can spray it on, but a lot easier than buffing. Sharp looking truck. Well, guys, got the door panel put back together, and of course it looks the same on this end of the business, but after the porta power treatment, this side looks, well, empty, but so much better. Not too bad. We do have one very important modification left to make to the inside and a repair. You know, science has proven, and they used to teach this in schools, and they don't anymore unless you go to like a trade school or something like that. But science has proven time and time again, you can't own a 70s to early 80s pickup truck without, you know, the saddle blanket seat cover. So now that we got her nice and clean, let's see if we can get this on. This Flavor is Jungle website. It's probably going to be way too small. It's probably for a Nissan Skyline or something like that. But, you know, we'll give her a shot. And of course, we had to go with the red. Let me rustle this for 15 days minimum. I'm already, where do you hook it? Does this one go up here? How does that one? How does this one go? Where's this hook? Are you telling me this is supposed to go under the seat
And around? No. Can't be. That can't be. I think that's the case. Pretty sure that's what they're saying to do here. Is do that. Do we need it though? I don't know if we necessarily need it. I was just saying it would be nice. Well, all joking aside, this thing actually fit pretty good, and it's got these buckles and straps you can adjust instead of just like the cheesy little hooks that I always rip off. Western Auto, if you're curious, is the brand, I guess. You can probably get them anywhere. But that's better. Better-ish. Look at that. Forgot about the mirror. Let's go ahead and glue that up. Just gonna rosier blade, and then it's a two-part. There's an activator and a glue. And they make these little rinky kits you can buy that look like, what are you doing, Theo? They look like this. And this has everything in it. This is $13. You can get the glue for like $5. But I get this because it's got the blade and the cleaner and the alcohol wipe and everything. So I'll take the shoe off of that. We'll get that mounted up, and then I think we got the interior done. The hard part here is going to be holding this thing still. And at least the shakes ain't kicked in yet. You know what I mean? Oh, supervisor's here again. What do you think? Well, likes the seat cover at least. Boom. We got complete edge on marriage. Got to wipe up a little bit of the glue mess, but it's in. It's hanging. Hood's up, so you know what time it is. It is time for the hood savers to go on. This is what they come in, boxed just like this. All this is made right here in the US of A, even down to the hardware. And you get colored instructions here. If you've got a 73 to 80 Chevrolet GMC truck, Suburban, Blazer, Jimmy, these are an absolute must-have. Whether your hood is bent, bending, or you're trying to save on it, it's the Hood Saver 6000. I got the recommended tools out here. We got a setter punch, we got a 7/32 drill bit, we've got a little hammer here to help with our center punch. I don't have one of the fancy ones, but this comes with 2 sets of hardware. We can either self-tap it into the hood, or we can use nut ribs, basically. But there's colored instructions here that walk you through it step by step. There you can see a before and after on a different rig I did. But I'm just going to show you guys quickly how to do that. There's also reminders and tips and tricks and all of that on there. But we're going to put these on because this hood, check this out. This hood is actually in really good shape. And normally you'll see a little rip or a tear right here where maybe it's been kinked once or twice. This hood does not have that, but look at this. On this side, I'm noticing some pitting and a couple holes in the metal. It is only a matter of time before this thing bends. And this is a design that GM did intentionally for this hood to bend. Actually, this side, you see that? There is a little bend in it. We can fix that. They designed this to fold in an event of a collision, and unfortunately these hoods are so long, everyone wants to just fold it down. And that's the wrong way to use these hoods. You kind of got to push back. See how it unlocks the hinge? Back. Side to side, push and pull. And of course, oil and lubricate your hinges as much as possible. But these hood savers are going to help for sure. So let's go ahead and throw one on and show you how easy it is. And we'll keep on moving here. First thing we're going to do is remove the front hood hinge bolt. Just the front one. The rear one's going to keep everything positioned here. Now, before I made mine, I researched and purchased every single kind of hood device there is on planet Earth. And through testing, we found that regardless of their designs, how they're made of their material, they all just bent like paper clips. I mean, literally just they weren't doing anything. Nothing to the hood at all. Zero support. These are very durable, thicker, heavier, tougher, powder coated, you name it. But importantly, they're also still made to bend in case of a collision. And there's a dance to be had there, of course. But these are tough enough to actually correct and prevent bends, whereas everything else I tried was not. I'm gonna line them up here. I'm gonna tap this over just a little bit. The bottom. There we go. Tighten this. There we go. Now I'll just take my marker, make my holes for my supports, or mark my holes. There we go. Now I'm going to take this off, and then we're just going to center punch them and drill them, basically. Got them center punched. Now obviously drilling here, you want to take your time, and you don't want to have all your weight on this with your buddy pushing your arms up as well, because not only are you going to go through the support, you might have an air vent on the top there. So just settle down a little. Doesn't take much. Where are you? There we go. Now, gently lift the hood, slide this back into position. Don't tighten this yet, just kind of get it started. 3/8 socket. I like to start the top and then make sure you get the bottom one in, because this can slide back and forth for your adjustment. There we go. Done. There it is installed. Now, adjustment-wise, because you are creating a little bit of a lift here on the hood, 95% of hoods need zero adjustment. But if you find that the back of your hood is sitting up just a little bit, all you have to do is loosen these two and just bring this down the thickness of this, and it'll line right up. But I bet you we're not going to have any issues here. Now on this side, once I get the Hood Saver 6000 in here, we're actually going to push the front of the hood up before I make my marks. because we want to make those marks with this in a corrected position before we fasten everything down. And that's going to take care of the bend in the hood there. Got the hinges lubricated up. This side is on. And look, the bend in the hood is gone. That easy. Give her a little push back. There we go. Perfect. This side's good. I don't think this hood has ever been off. All original panels on this truck. There we go. What a nice looking pickup. Well, there you have it. The truck runs, drives, stops, and looks sharp. Last thing on my list here, haul tires. You see, I mount and balance all my own tires here to save money. The downside is on the back end, once you get a tire pile that you accidentally want to burn or get hit by lightning, you have to haul them in and pay to recycle them. So once a month we run down and do that. It's that time, it's raining, it's windy, it's terrible outside, but I don't care. We got work to do. Let's load this thing up. Swung over here, got a couple of lawnmower tires and a couple egg tires. We've got a full load. Cruising the town, truck's doing great. It does have a hesitation right off idle. So you gotta kind of stab it and then it, you know, all 114 horsepower just kick in at once. Neck's getting sore. No, it's definitely not. Anyway, I think the accelerator pump is a little weak, or the accelerator pump circuit's got some junk in it, because it's just right off idle. Other than that, it's running perfectly. It drives straight somehow. It handles, you know, it's got some roll in it, but the shocks are probably original for Pete's sake. Doesn't smell that bad in here anymore. Every now and then you get a small whiff of mice when the wind blows hard, but it's actually pleasant. And listen how quiet it is in here. That's pretty remarkable. On the way to the dump, got to get rid of these tires, then I got to do some other errands in town. Stop, pay a couple bills. Cruising in the Silverado. This side of the bend's getting full, but we are unloaded. Nice. I got a belt squeaking up here. Well, we got to do a light check. We got tail lights, marker, blinker, headlight. Oh, we got them. That's down on the headlight is a little set. Oh, I know what that is. That is going to be a ground issue, not a foot switch, because we got power on both. The captain's side just isn't grounded. We could fix that quick here in the dump. Yeah, sure enough. Right here. Watch the light when I touch this to the support. Boom. So I just gotta expose some wire. We'll wrap it around this, try to tighten that. That'll give us a better ground at least to get home. Ha! Fixed. Good enough for who it's for. Well, we'll put a fitting on it some year. Actually, that one's looking better than this one now. Okay. Let's get out of here. Well, now guys, headed to the post office, and then gotta drop some payments off. I'm a little bit old school. Let me write you a check. You know what I mean? Do I owe you something? Write me up an invoice and I'll bring you a check. And I like it that way. I'm sorry. I know they got computer boxes and beep boop things, and you tap your card 12 times to your phone and rub it with another one, and just let me write a check. Thank you. So once again, a guy here, just reminding you, you don't have to paint every project. It doesn't even have to be the same color. You don't have to have shiny parts. You don't have to have all the new stuff. It doesn't need to do a burnout for 17 city blocks. It doesn't need to do anything other than put a smile on your face. It doesn't need to impress others. Who cares what other people think about your project? The most important thing is get it on the road, get it driving, and enjoy the thing. And here we go. A little bit of elbow grease, not a lot of money. We've got a really solid little pickup, and I'm really enjoying the thing. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Vice Grip Garage. If I can get out of this field, it is getting whapped out here. Thanks guys for watching. Appreciate you so very much. And hey, we'll see you very, very soon. The 1086 needs injectors. That would be a good time to do it.